Hey River Eves, it's Miss Brewer again. I'm coming to you again this week to talk about writing and our new kind of writing that we started last week, our nonfiction writing. If you remember last week, we made some webs together. We talked about how they're kind of like a spider's web. They looked like this. To make our web, we tried to think of something that we were an expert about. We talked about it could have been an animal you know a lot about, a game, a sport, a movie, a TV show, something that you do around your house. Whatever it is that you're an expert at, that's what you were going to write about. For me, I chose dogs, and this was my web. If you remember last week, I told you to save these because we were going to do something different with them this week. So I hope you have them. So, why do you think we made this web? It wasn't just for fun. It was to help us plan for a book that we were going to write. Our web was kind of where we took all the thoughts in our brain and organized them. We made sense of them. And that is so that we could put them in a book that we could give our readers to read. I'm going to put this down for a second, and I'm going to show you the kind of book that we're going to be writing in. Now, I know not all of us have printers. Some of us are just using regular old paper, and that is fine. The book I'm going to show you is one that I printed off the computer, but if you don't have a way to print it off, that is no big deal. You could make this book yourself. So, on the front of my book, I have a cover. We'll talk about what to put there in a second. And then on each page, there is room for writing and room for a picture. Now, I want to show you something really important at the bottom. At the bottom, there are these page numbers on each page. So I have page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4. Now these page numbers are going to be really important in a minute. So if you are making your own book, and I think that's wonderful if you are, make sure that your book has page numbers at the bottom. We need 4 of them. So first, let's talk about this first page. This first page is like the cover of my book. Remember, on your cover, it's how you grab your reader's attention. You want it to be really pretty, you want it to be exciting. Think about when we go to the library and you get to choose your book. You choose your book pretty much based on what the cover looks like, don't you? You choose it based on the title, what the picture looks like, if it's colored really nicely. So when you're working on the front of your book, remember, you want this to be nice and exciting so people will want to read your book. This very top line is the title of my story, what it will be called. Now, if you remember, my story was all about dogs. So I'm just going to give the title of my story a very simple title. I'm going to give it the title All About Dogs. There's my title, All About Dogs. Now, if I had a lot of time with you, this is where I would draw a picture that's really beautiful. Obviously, in my picture, there would be a dog. And maybe my dog in this picture would be doing some of the things I'm going to teach my readers about. I'll remind you what that is in just a second. This part of your story is where all of your beautiful drawings are going to go to capture your reader's attention. At the bottom, it says written and illustrated by. Well, we know what written means. That's who wrote the words. Do you remember what illustrate means? You're right. An illustrator is someone who draws the picture. Since you're doing both, your name goes there. Written and illustrated by, I'm going to write Miss Brewer because this is my book. I'm working really hard on it and I want to make sure people know that this is mine. So, All About Dogs, written and illustrated by Miss Brewer. Now, let's look at my first page for writing. If you remember just a minute ago, I showed you the page number at the bottom and I told you it was really important. I'm going to show you why. On my web, in the middle, I wrote what I was going to write about dogs, and then every bubble after that had a number. Do you remember that? Fact number 1, fact number 2, fact number 3, and fact number 4. I had page numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you think I might use these numbers for? On page number 1, I'm going to write fact number 1. It's as easy as that. My fact number 1 was that dogs have fur. So, guess what I'm going to write on page number 1? You're right. I'm going to write my sentence, dogs have fur. I'm going to make sure that I use a capital letter and I use a period. And I'm going to make sure that what I've written down is a sentence and makes sense. If I had only written fur in my bubble, I can't just write fur up here. That doesn't make any sense. But if I write dogs have fur, that makes sense. On my picture, I would draw a picture of a dog with fur. Maybe I would draw dogs with all different kinds of fur. Black fur, brown fur, yellow fur. Dogs have lots of different fur colors. I'm going to come back and work on this drawing later, but I'm not going to take your time on that right now. So the next page of my book is page number 2. Well, let me go back and look at my web. Do you see the number 2? I do. It's right here. My fact in bubble number 2 said, dogs like to dig. Any guesses what I'm going to write on page 2? You got it. I'm going to write, dogs like to dig. And what do you think will be in my picture when I draw it? A dog digging. You're right. So there's my sentence, dogs like to dig. I have a capital letter, I have a period, and what I'm saying is a complete sentence. It makes sense. Let's keep moving. Now I'm on page number 3. Well, let's look at my web. Do you see a fact with a 3 on it? I do. Dogs like to chew on bones. So on page 3 in my book, I'm going to write, dogs like to chew on bones. Period, capital letter. It's a sentence that makes sense. My picture, I'm going to draw a dog who's loving chewing on his bone. I only have 1 page left. The page number says 4. Do you see a fact with a 4? I do. Dogs play fetch. So on my page 4, I'm going to write the sentence, dogs play fetch. Started with a capital letter, ended with a period. My words make sense. It's a complete sentence. And on my picture, I would draw a picture of a dog playing fetch. And wouldn't you know, my story is finished. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Do you think what I just did was super easy or kind of tricky? Super easy, right? If you saved your web from last week, most of your hard work is already done. You're just using your web, looking at the page numbers, matching your page number with your fact number on your web. It's as easy as that. Now, I want you to take out your web and I want you to look at it. You need to decide the things that you wrote in your web. Could you write exactly what you have down, or are you going to need to make a good sentence? That's something that you can look at before you get out your own book. Now, a few times this week in our plans, it's going to ask you to do some writing on your nonfiction book. That's this. You should have 2 or 3 webs like this from last week. So when it asks you to do some writing on those days that it asks you to do that, you're going to take a different web, a new book, take your web and create a book, okay? Now, I want you to save these books, because guess what? We're going to use them again next week. We're going to make some changes. We're going to talk about how to edit these and how to make sure that it is the best it can be for your reader, okay? I hope you have a lot of fun writing. Remember, save those books. See you next week.